This wasn't just a tense moment. It was a senator saying enough. Tammy Baldwin didn't come to play politics. She came to demand accountability from RFK Jr., who's been treating taxpayer transparency like it's optional. And when she said, "You're not hiding this from me, you're hiding it from the American people," that line hit home. Because this isn't about paperwork. It's about a government that owes the public the truth about how their money is being spent, and whether kids in Milwaukee are being protected from lead poisoning or being left behind.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Secretary Kennedy, you run a department that touches the lives of almost every American. Yet, for this budget hearing, these are the 6 pages that we have gotten in terms of your budget request. We are also 7.5 months into this fiscal year, and yet you are not telling the American public anything about how you are spending the billions in taxpayer dollars right now. You had to submit an operating plan to the Congress, and this is just a sample page, but 530 programs simply have asterisks. Secretary Kennedy, this isn't about your hiding information from me. This is about your hiding information from the American public. And if you're going to cut cancer research or gut mental health support, at least stand by your work and explain it to the American people. Now, Secretary Kennedy, I want to start with what I hope is an easy question for you. Do you think lead poisoning in children is a significant concern?
Is lead poisoning
In children, a significant concern?
It's a extremely significant concern.
Thank you. Then I would like to know why your department has effectively shut down the very program to address lead poisoning in children. The city of Milwaukee requested assistance from the CDC to help the city respond to lead poisoning cases tied to public schools. 6 schools have been closed, displacing more than 1,800 school children. The request for federal assistance was denied because of lack of staff. The entire childhood lead poisoning branch has been fired. In the words of a Milwaukee mom, it really sends a message of, you don't matter. I don't know what you would say to parents who must now test their children for lead and deal with school closures. But do you intend to eliminate this branch at CDC, yes or no?
No, we do not.
Okay. Because you cannot tell us that you want to make America healthy again when you are willfully destroying programs that keep children safe and healthy from lead poisoning. Congress dedicated $51 million in funding for this particular program. But when a community asks for help to prevent lifelong complications for children, and there is no one there to pick up the phone, and it's not because this program is ineffective, it's because you fired the entire team whose job it is to support communities like Milwaukee.
If that money has been appropriated, we will spend that money. If it's been appropriated to Milwaukee, we will spend it in Milwaukee. I've spent a lot of time in Milwaukee
It's to
working on
provide
that issue.
expert, and the entire staff has been fired. Secretary Kennedy, I did note in your opening testimony, although we wouldn't know it from the skinny budget that we have, that you plan on funding the Head Start program. But I want to tell you about the ramifications of what has happened to date with regard to Head Start. I've heard from families across the state, people who are terrified about the uncertainty and instability surrounding Head Start. Just 1 week into President Trump's administration, Head Start programs in Wisconsin suddenly couldn't access their grant funding. It forced one Head Start in Waukesha, Wisconsin to temporarily close, leaving 250 families without care. Over the last 4 months, HHS has provided roughly $1 billion less to Head Start programs across the country than during the same period last year. The delays in funding have exacerbated uncertainty for programs needing to make payroll. And in some instances, like the one I cited in Waukesha, programs have had to shut their doors until the payments came through. Now, I don't know what you would say to a parent who is unable to drop their child off at preschool because you failed to get already appropriated money out the door. Or maybe I should ask you, what would you say to a parent who shows up for child care or for Head Start and the doors are closed?
I would be very sad if somebody shut up. I fought very, very hard to make sure that there would be
What
no
is
cuts.
causing the delays in
As I
Head Start
said,
funding?
I fought very hard to make sure that Head Start gets all of its funding next year.
Well, we need it this year, and why are there delays now?
I don't know that there are, Senator, and I will look into it, but I don't know, there should not be any delays. The funding is there, we are spending it, it's allocated. I don't know why there would be those kind of problems. I can tell you that within the agency, there were, there were people who wanted to make the Trump administration look bad, and that there were checks held up that shouldn't have been. I will have to look into that, Senator.
What Senator Tammy Baldwin did here is what leadership looks like, real oversight grounded in public interest. She confronted a health secretary who came to a budget hearing with just 6 pages of numbers. 6 pages for a department that manages billions of dollars and affects the health of almost every American. That's not just incomplete, that's insulting. Baldwin called it out for what it is, hiding information from the public. Because when communities are facing lead poisoning outbreaks, when families can't get access to Head Start, when parents are watching programs shut down, they deserve answers, not asterisks. Let's not miss what she exposed here. Under RFK Jr.'s leadership, programs designed to keep children safe from lead poisoning were gutted, entire CDC branches fired, leaving cities like Milwaukee on their own. That's not reform, that's abandonment. And when Baldwin asked why these programs were disappearing, his answer was vague, defensive, and shifting blame to people trying to make the Trump administration look bad. That's not transparency, that's evasion. But Baldwin didn't let go. She brought it back to the real people who were affected, the families in Wisconsin whose Head Start programs had to shut their doors, the parents who couldn't drop their kids off because of delays in federal funding. That's the human cost of bureaucratic indifference. This is where Baldwin shines. She connects policy to people. She's not lecturing, she's holding a public servant to the promises he made. Because leadership isn't about slogans like "Make America Healthy Again," it's about making sure the funding actually reaches the children, the families, the schools that need it now, not next year. RFK Jr. kept saying, "I'll look into it." But the truth is, people have been waiting long enough. Transparency isn't something you look into, it's something you practice. So when Baldwin said, "This isn't about you hiding information from me, it's about you hiding information from the American public," that wasn't political theater. That was moral clarity. It was about restoring the basic trust that government exists to serve, not obscure. And that's what separates Democrats like Baldwin from performative outrage. She wasn't grandstanding for a clip. She was standing up for the people who can't be in that room, the parents, the workers, the kids. This is what accountability with compassion looks like. This is what the fight for honest governance feels like. And if this hearing proved anything, it's that Democrats still show up for the people who can't afford to be ignored. This is Left Lens. We believe government works best when it works for the people, not when it hides from them. If you believe in leadership that tells the truth, fights for working families, and stands up to power, subscribe to Left Lens and join us in holding the powerful accountable. Because democracy only works when the people can see what's really going on.